How's it going, everybody? The weekend's getting off to a bang. This one was a couple days before the weekend started, but we're going to talk about Stephon Tuitt, Jonathan Isaac, little Drew Brees and Brittany Brees in there. Stephon Tuitt won't be kneeling during National Anthem. Screw anybody who have a problem with that. Dude's 6'4" and like 320, 330, so that man can say whatever he wants. I remember him from Notre Dame and how much I hated him. As an SC fan, as a Naval Academy fan, hated him for obvious reasons. He was out there killing those teams as I was trying to watch those games and root for those teams to beat Notre Dame. And man, I'm a hater of Notre Dame in general. So I was happy to see him go pro after his junior year, that's for sure. So hate, but out of respect, of course. So Stephon Tuitt declared on Monday that he will not kneel during the playing of the national anthem, noting his immigrant grandmother's incredible success story in the United States. Tuitt gave his fellow athletes some financial advice on social media before lashing out against the anthem posts. Also, I'm not kneeling for the flag, and screw anybody who have a problem with that, he said. My grandmother was an immigrant from the Caribbean, and age worked her A off to bring 20 people over the right way. I don't know if there's a typo in there. I assume so. He explained she had no money and educated herself to be a nurse. She living good now. Nice. That's the American dream right there. Not so much. I previously stopped watching the NFL. I've mentioned this before, maybe five years ago or so. The NBA a few years ago. Baseball, stopped watching it as well this year due to the whole politics of the thing. The great thing about the United States is we have the right to say and do whatever we want. And that's the lens through which these individuals are partaking in all of these actions, which amuses me. It amuses me that it's so terrible here. But yet these individuals can do all of these things here, and there's no real repercussion, right? But they failed to understand that that's because we live in such a great society. You try this stuff in China, Russia, North Korea, you know the names, Cuba, Venezuela, etc. You go ahead and try to kneel for their flag in China. You go ahead and try to disrespect their people or their government. Yeah, good luck with that. But that's the thing. That's the thing people fail to realize is we have it so great here that we can do all of these disrespectful things or respectful things or speak our mind, say whatever we want. We've got crazy commies in Portland and the Northwest all over the damn place saying whatever they want, how they want to burn down the U.S. government. What happens to them? Nothing. Because it's all done through the lens of privilege. It's the privilege that we have here that affords these individuals these rights to do this. And they just don't seem to get how privileged we have it, how great it is here. Oh, it's so terrible. That's because they haven't lived anywhere else. So Sam Coonrod here, player on the Giants, says his Christian faith does not let him kneel before anyone other than God. Furthermore, the pitcher also cited the radical left-wing ideology of the movement. I can't get on board with a couple of things I've read about BLM, how they lean towards Marxism, and they said some negative things about the nuclear family, he said. I just can't get on board with that. And that's facts, right? Any individual who supports them, read the mission statement like I've always said. To say Black Lives Matter, to conflate it with the movement, that's the thing that people are having trouble with. The disconnect. Obviously, we know all lives matter. For the most part, like I've said before, you've probably heard me say it. Pedos, murderers, people out there assaulting people, cheating people, taking advantage of people, low-life scum like that, their lives don't matter. The normal people out there, though, we're all the same, right? Let me qualify that. I've said this before too. Some individuals, I feel like their lives matter more than mine. Individuals who are out there doing the good, right? Those could be your local church leaders, individuals out there in the communities doing volunteer work, helping the homeless out. Those individuals, to me, doing good in the world, their lives matter more than mine, in my opinion. Now, Mike Ditka never one to keep that lip zipped, suggest they move out of the country if they couldn't respect it. My opinion on the whole thing, it's like I said, we have the right to do those things. If you're an individual who wants to kneel, you have the right to do that. If you want to stand for the anthem, believe it or not, standing for the anthem, one guy in football, baseball, Jonathan Isaac in basketball, one guy who does it in each sport makes big time news. Crazy, right? Crazy to think of how things have turned in society so quickly. The reality is that individuals out there, they try to defend individuals who kneel for the anthem. Oh, it's not disrespectful for the flag. You got these fake veterans out there. Oh, I'm a veteran and I don't mind if he kneels for the flag. It's not disrespectful. Sure, you may not see it as such. Maybe you see it differently. Perhaps I see it differently. But the reality for me is I think about it like this. And we'll switch over to the Jonathan Isaac story real quick here. It boils down to this simply for me. Whatever the thing is that you're doing your thing at, that's the thing you're disrespecting. So for instance, if I wanted to protest for whatever cause, let's say that they made a WLM, and I wanted to protest for that, and they played the Black National Anthem at an NFL game, and I went down there during a game, if they allowed fans in, and I had my White Lives Matter shirt on, and I kneel for that anthem, well, to me, that's my form of protest and disrespecting the thing that's playing at the time. So hopefully you guys get what I'm saying. To me, it's whatever's going on at the time is the thing you're disrespecting. If somebody's giving a speech and I turn my back on them, I'm disrespecting the speaker, right? If I kneel and somebody's out there giving a BLM speech somewhere, I'm disrespecting the speech, right? So to me, it's just targeted at the thing that's happening at the time. And I know all of you get what I'm saying in terms of that. But again, the great thing about the United States is we have the ability to do what we want to do. So we can't fault individuals for exercising their rights, right? We can tune it out, or we can support players who do the thing that we like, be that kneeling or standing. So here's Isaac real quick. Let's hear what he says. Then we'll go over to that chump Brees and his wife.
Black Lives Matter. A lot went into my decision, and part of it is, first off, is my thought that, kneeling or wearing a Black Lives Matter t-shirt don't go hand in hand with supporting Black lives. And so I felt like, just me personally, what it is that I believe in, standing on the stance that...
Look at that. How dumb does she look?
Black Lives Matter, but I just felt like it was the decision that I had.
This guy too.
I didn't feel like...
He went on to give the presser for, looks like about 3 minutes. I'll link the video below if you haven't seen the whole thing. What you did see in other sports, though, is when they were kneeling, the players who weren't kneeling, say baseball, for instance, they would still have their hand on their teammate's shoulder. You didn't see anybody holding hands with Isaac here, right? Now, granted, it's different when you're kneeling. Did you notice the towels they were kneeling on? I can't. Okay, they were kneeling on towels. That's how hardcore they are. Drew Brees' wife Brittany issues an apology. We are the problem. Yes, you are the problem, because you are a weak coward, as is your husband. Look at this pussy. Look at him. What a chump. How many times did that guy cry? Twice? Look at this part, though. This is the part I like right here. We are the problem, Brittany began, and a lot of you may be familiar with this. I didn't. I ignored the news when it happened. I write this with tears in my eyes, and I hope you all hear our hearts. Sharing 2 quotes from Martin Luther King, the go-to. Please stop sending death threats. Please don't hurt us. I read some Martin Luther King quotes. You know what would be great is if she did that twang. Some Martin Luther King quotes. If she got the twang like Hillary did when she goes into the black community, right? So if Brittany Brees started to try to speak jive, whatever that may be, jive, if you know what I'm talking about from the old Airplane movie. Look at this. I've read these quotes and scriptures 1,000 times, and every time I read it, and the words sink into my heart, Brittany said, also referencing the passage, the Lord has told you what is good. And this is what he requires of you. And if you thought that was good, it gets even better. And we'll leave it here. I've kind of given my spiel on this. You know how I feel. We can read books to our children about Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Hank Aaron, Barack Obama? How did he get on the list? I don't know about Malcolm X here. I don't know if he was really somebody you want to put in here with MLK. Don't know much about him. Hank Aaron. Don't really know anything he did. Rosa Parks, obviously, yeah. Harriet Tubman, obviously, yeah. So I don't know what some of these individuals do. Some of these things are not like the other, right? I don't know that all those names really belong on that list, but you're just shouting out random black people, right? Just trying to signal that virtue. Please don't hurt us. No more death threats. In the end, though, we'll see what happens with this. Is Tuitt going to stick to his guns? How will his teammates in the league react? Because even though he's said he's going to do this thing, or not do this thing, you know it's going to be a story again. Will Jonathan Isaac cave? Will others join him? Will he do this all season long? Will there be any kind of retribution or cheap shots that these other athletes take at these guys? And I would say more like in Tuitt's case. Will one of these black nationalist radical NFL players try to take a shot at Tuitt's knee or something like that? Like Marcellus said a few weeks ago, where's the room for discourse? And those individuals who disagree, how are they going to be treated? As I said before, the United States is the greatest fucking country ever. And how do you know a bunch of millionaires can sit out here and act like they're oppressed and the media's on their side? These millionaires can come out here, kneel for the anthem, act like the world is so terrible and everything's so racist. And the media, people, corporations are on their side. Those individuals who stand for the anthem, those are the ones who get death threats. It just makes you wonder if these guys, when they go home at night, if they really ever get it. If they realize how privileged that they are and how great we really have it here, to where they can fake these problems in society while living in the luxuries that the rest of us will never see. All right, everybody, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. Take care.